Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. 27th of December. Yes, we're past Christmas now. I hope you've all had a fantastic time and a very safe one. I've had to kind of just get myself thrown into something today because unfortunately my uncle passed away this morning. So it's not the best of time of year for me. As those of you who have been with me for a while know, I lost my sister 2 years ago as well, so it's kind of just one of those things where I wanted to busy myself, and today something delivered. I have a feeling 2023 is going to be a great year for retro games and games in general, because this is Final Fight on the Mega Drive, which was never released actually. We had a Mega CD version. Now this is a work in progress demo, so it's not the full game yet, but it will give you an idea of what's to come. Even the developer has said that this isn't the quality that he wanted to push out, but he wanted us to have a look at what's where the game is at the moment. So here we are, Final Fight on the Mega Drive, or the Genesis, depending on whereabouts you're from, country-wise. What he's basically done is he's taken the arcade game and just transformed it into the Mega Drive system, and what a grand job so far. I'm actually looking forward to playing the full release of this. As you know, I'm a Final Fight fan. This also includes two-player option, which is great because the Super Nintendo version, I think, was only one player, and they neglected to add Guy into the game, which is a bit weird, but there we go. There was actually a Final Fight Guy as well, but that was just, I think, just Guy on his own, which was even bizarre. I think that's even worse than missing him off the first time round, giving him his own game and taking the other characters out. What the hell was that about? Anyway, so we did get a Mega CD version, but this apparently, from what I've read on various sources, have said that this is better than the Mega CD version. I think I might have to dig that out and have a look for myself, though. But my God, it is like literally Final Fight arcade game on your Mega Drive. Like I say, this is a demo of the game, work in progress, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing how far through we can get before it actually, terminates the demo. But I think we've got a good idea of what the game's going to be like. So I will be scoring this as if I'm playing the full game, because I've got to. I don't like scoring demos, but I've got a feeling that this one is going to be so damn close to the arcade that we can't really not score it. So when the full game comes out, and I get a chance to review that as well, I think we're in for a bit of a treat. I mean, demo, you always say, this harks me back to the days of the Amiga and the Spectrum, where we used to have Sinclair User, Sinclair, Your Sinclair, then there was Amiga Power and all that, and they always used to have discs on the front or tapes on the front of the magazines, and they'd have playable demos on that you could play upcoming games or portions of upcoming games that were coming out for those systems, and I thought that was really, really good. So this is kind of bringing you back to those days. Obviously the Mega Drive magazines never had a cartridge on the front, which was a bit of a poo. I think the Mega CD ones probably did, but this is grand. What the guy's actually done as well is he's taken the actual arcade sound effects as well, and music, which is absolutely fantastic, by the way. So we're looking at the graphics wise, I mean, it is pretty much arcade perfect, I would say, and this is controversial for me to say because I'm a Nintendo person, or I was growing up anyway. I've given the Mega Drive a lot more of my love lately, but yeah, I actually think this is better than the SNES version, which is saying something. So there we go. So all the enemies are intact. You've got all of the bad guys. Now the only thing I've noticed just so far from having a look now is when the screen starts to get busy, it does slow it down a little bit. But you know what? There's just some optimizations to be made there, and I think that will probably be solved by the full product. Now, this is an unofficial game, so it's not licensed by Capcom or anything as far as I'm aware. If there is anything like that, please let me know in the comments and I will rectify that. But as far as I know, it's an unsanctioned version, so it'll be interesting to see how the full game's going to work, whether it will be a free-to-play jobby or not. This demo obviously is a free-to-play one, so if you want to have a look at it, then I will provide the link in the description. You can go and have a look for yourselves. Works on any emulation that you can get. I'm using a emulator called BizHawk, which is a multi-system emulator. And I'm using an actual Sega Mega Drive pad, which makes a big difference when I'm actually doing games like this, because I like to play it on the original controllers if I can't on the original hardware. So there we go. But as I gotta say, I love Final Fight as a game. It was one of the first arcade games that really introduced me to the beat-em-up genre, and I absolutely loved it. And then it was obviously Street Fighter 2 from that point onwards. But this was my first introduction to a real good, solid, side-scrolling beat-em-up game, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it, and still do. So to see it being brought to the Mega Drive in this fashion is amazing. Love it. All the moves are here, all the sound effects are in, all the speech samples are here. Some of them do need tidying up a little bit, but again, I'm not gonna take anything away from it. It's a work in progress. So I'm actually really excited for the full game. I think it's going to be an absolute gem. So hopefully sometime in 2023 I'll be bringing you the full release of this, and we shall have a good playthrough of that said game, because if it's going to be anything like this, it's going to be bloody fantastic. Like I said, there are other modes as well. You can increase the difficulty, you can change the amount of lives you have. As you saw earlier on, I've left it on normal, but I've pumped the lives up to 5. So that's quite nice. You've also got time trial, and there's a couple of other modes for you to try out as well. So that's nice as well, because we didn't get those options in the other games, so that's quite cool. So yeah, sound, music, it's all there. It's proper arcade stuff. I think it might be a little bit of collision detection problems here with the barrels. They seem to be on the right level, but they're just slightly off. Just slightly off skew. But again, that should be fixed by the full game, I would imagine. But considering this is a demo, they've done a bloody good job. I was expecting it to be a one-level demo, if I'm completely honest with you, but we've got past that now. We're going into, this is obviously the second level. I love the fact that everything's here. I mean, the Amiga tried to do a good version of this. Again, the Amiga version could have been so much better. In fact, the Amiga version should have been like this. Apparently there's a Scorpion version of this coming. I'm not sure if it's 100% coming or not, but I do think that it's definitely been mentioned that Final Fight on the Amiga will be coming via the Scorpion engine at some point in the future, which would be damn nice, to be fair. So here we are. So did you actually own Final Fight on the Mega CD? And if you did, what was it like compared to this? Is this one of those games that you really enjoyed playing? I mean, it's one of the games that I loved. If I'd have had this back in the day on the Mega Drive, I might have even had a Mega Drive instead of a Super Nintendo, just based on this game alone. It was actually Street Fighter 2 that swayed it for me, but there you go. But it is arcade perfect. You've got all the bad guys from the arcade. You've got the 3 playable characters, you've got the 2-player mode, you've got all the sound effects intact, you've got even the arcade music is there, absolutely brilliant. All the end bosses so far are here, all the zones are perfect. So yeah, like I said, I'm really looking forward to actually getting hold of the full release and bringing that to the channel, because I think it's going to be a bit of a good one, folks. So yeah, here we are, marching our way onto 2023, and if this is anything to go by, like I said earlier on, we're in for a bloody good year if we get games like this coming out next year. Because let's face it, there's not much of this year left. Left. There's not a lot of this year left. You know, we're literally mere days away from 2023, and I really hope it does bring a better time for most people. A lot of people have had a miserable end of year, mainly due to the cost of living crisis that's going on and all that kind of thing. So if I've managed to make you smile at least once in this video, then I am doing my job properly. I hope you've enjoyed this anyway. I've certainly have. I'm not even going to bother with age ratings and all that rubbish, because you know what, anyone can pick up and play this game. It's great. And also, there's something else, yeah, Sodom should not be coming out of the ring like that, so that's another little bug fix they need to do, but I'm sure that's probably just boundary issues. So yeah, I mean, playability, replay and all that kind of values, we'll save that for the full game once we get our hands on that. But what a great game, and what an absolute gem of a conversion this is. Always makes me laugh that Hager's strap seems to change sides. He hasn't actually got 2 straps on his trousers. He's just got 1, but it changes sides depending on which way you're facing, which I always found to be quite amusing. But it's really nice. You've got all the animations in the background as well, and here all the crowd cheering along and all that kind of stuff. So that's really cool. Love it, absolutely love it. So I will, when this comes out, I will bring this to the channel in its entirety and we'll have a good proper playthrough together. But I thought you'd like to see this as we slip into 2023 as a sort of a taste of things to come. So I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been Final Fight, or Mega Final Fight, or Final Fight Ultimate, depends on which way you want to look at it. But it is coming very soon, I believe. Now we've had an actual work in progress update, it's really nice to actually play it and see how far it's come along. So excellent stuff, really excellent. So until next time, my friends, excuse me, I will leave you with this. I'll be back very soon with another retro game for you to look at, and I hope you've enjoyed this one. So until next time, guys, I'll catch you soon. Take care of each other, and don't go too mad over New Year, eh? Hopefully I'll be back before then with another video for you, but if I don't, have a great New Year's Eve going into 2023, and I'll catch you soon. Until then, my friends, it's bye for now. Ta-da!
Oh my God!